I just arrived here and walk, and then they told me to just speak. I don't even know what's going on right now. Okay. Okay, so today I'm gonna talk about the AMM. what, what happened? What happened? I don't even start yet. Okay, so uh, today I come as mathematician. Like how mathematicians are working right now about the AMM. So first, let's just take a look at the definition from each protocol. In Uniswap, uh, they apply the automate market maker with the invariant function, like just constant product function. For example, if you have a token A, right, and you want to buy the token B, but you don't want to somehow use the centralized exchange, you can use Uniswap, but Uniswap is not like book order book. So it's more like they have the liquidity pool of each token. So if you have token A, right, you can throw the token A in the pool and then pick the token B out of the pool. Yeah. So it's more like it allow user to deposit the money. It's not like we rely on bank. We can take the transaction fee out from the bank. Yeah. Okay. So basically, again, if I have, let's say, one Ethereum, I want to get the USDT. I just put it to this equation to be like, for example, if I say XD is the amount of the Ethereum in the liquidity pool and Y is the amount of the USDT in the liquidity pool. So basically, before and after swapping, K must be constant. And also, next, we talk about the curve file, the curve finance. They do something more like multi-asset, and they focus on, I mean, the first paper, the first white paper, they focus on the multi-stable coin pool. And they use the linear summation instead of just product. And then he applied again on the case of the non-stable coin, but has like multi-asset in the same pools. So this case it's a little bit tricky. So you can see on the left-hand side here. So this behaves like concentrated liquidity. So I mean, like when the liquidity come to be around the equilibrium point, it will trade off in the case of the linear. The linear is like if I have the token Ethereum, one Ethereum with the value X, I can always swap for another token with the value X. I mean, if I didn't count the fee. Okay. And then they have the balancer, which is act like index funding. So when people want to, let's say, I want to save the money, but I don't want to put in the bank. And also I want to distribute the risk, not just only Ethereum and USDT. They can just use the balancer to spread the variety of the assets. Like when they have the USDT and they want to buy the funding which consisting of the Ethereum and wrap Bitcoin and USDC, something like that. They can decide to use balancer. And this thing is quite interesting for me. It Torchain. Torchain is very different from what we have focused on, because what we have focused on is based on like ERC20 on the Ethereum blockchain. But in Torchain, they use the technology called Bifrost to be the new blockchain that connect to another blockchain via the observation of the Torchain node. So it's like you can swap the Bitcoin from your Bitcoin address from the UTXO to the Ethereum. I mean the actual Ethereum. And then doing something like that. And actually, Torchain solved some of the big problems. Like when we talk about the MEV, when you want to buy something in the Uniswap, right? And then somehow the arbitrary bot can see and jump and trying to cash the coin before you get it by putting the fee higher than us to make the order of the transaction go like before. Okay, and Torchain solve it by, let's say, hey, we will ranking the transaction by not the transaction fee, but the slip. The slip can be calculated directly from the equation. If you swap it a lot, the slip fee gonna be a lot, something like that. But recently, I saw in the Uniswap version 4, they're trying to reduce this risk by so-called time-based AMM. Like they're trying to not like make the swapping one time. They just distribute to small part of it, small partition, and then buy and buy and buy. So that will be not so much of large fee. Okay, let's come to the mathematics point of view. And in math, like people who work on the research, they will focus on like, they want to have the general form. They don't want to have like, you see, so many kind of equation. So they want to say, hey, let us make the general form of it. And then they can use some tools on that. Oh, I'm trying to be familiar with it. Okay, and actually last year, there was a group in the Stanford. I'm not sure about how to pronounce the name, Guillermo and Alex, Tarun and Stephen. They published the paper called the Constant Function Market Maker. So now you see this one. So it's not like constant product or constant summation at all. They make constant function. And then they set up what's so-called trading function. And the trading function is for the N assets, the multi-asset in liquidity pools. And we say the function fee here is a trading function if it satisfies this condition, where the gamma behave like the fee ratio. And the R here is the reserve in the liquidity pool. And the lambda is the receive basket. I mean, the lambda is the one who the trader taking it out from the liquidity pool, and the tender basket is the one trader put in the liquidity pool. And now they have some kind of more general, right? So we don't have to say multiply equal to constant, interpolation of multiplication and summation equal to constant. We just say, hey, we use just only this function fee, and then when it comes to the theory of mathematics, they can just play around with phi here. And then, okay, so this is the example how they try to catch up what in the Uniswap and Curve Finance and Torchain. So in the case of the trading function of the linear sum, the example is in the curve stable, okay? So the function fee here is equal to the price. And actually, this type of trading function, it relies on the oracle price. I mean the price from the outside of the liquidity pool. Like maybe on central exchange. If you remember the Terra chain, like we have the mirror finance, and people trade the fake stock and fake oil. I remember that it's crazy, and they actually depend on the oracle price, and it can be written down in terms of the linear and sum of trading function. And also for the next one, the geometric mean type of the trading function is behave like the this one represent the product. But the product of the reserve powered by the weight of them. For example, the Uniswap, SushiSwap, and Balancer. In Uniswap, all the weight of everything is equal. So that is no problem. Oh, and by the way, for the first one, if we let P equal to 0, it behaves just like normal submission, just like in the curve stablecoin swapping. And also some other type. So I'm sorry for it's like it's not really in the position it should be. Okay, so this type is like the curve finance on the second white paper when they want to like let the user doesn't get hurt too much by the slip-based fee when the liquidity is quite concentrated enough. But when the liquidity is out of control, the user come back to pay fee higher, like in the constant product. And if we have the trading function, so how can we define the price? And you know, when we talk about the liquidity pool, we talk about the AMM, we always refer the price of the asset to another asset, right? We not really say like, we can calculate for AMM with the price of US dollar, something like that. We always say to the price of another asset that is matched in the liquidity pool. And for the multi-asset here, we can use the partial derivative on the trading function to get some kind of unscaling price, and then come to the actual price with we call the price of asset I based on the asset J is equal to capital PI over capital PJ. So this is kind of, you know, setting up for a good notation for mathematician to work on and develop the more suitable equation. And when the liquidity change, it can be written. The liquidity change here is just mean like you adding the asset or withdraw the asset. So this part is from the liquidity provider to be concerned. Okay, so so the R plus here is a new reserve. So it's like you can put the asset as long as this equation hold. Okay, so what happened after mathematician had the general form of the AMM? So this is what they get. For example, they can change the, not they can change, they can focus on like the many of the case of the AMM at the same time by just say, hey, it's just subject to the function fee here. And then it's allowed them to somehow work on to maximize or minimize this utility function. It can be any, you know, like they can be maximize the profit from for the arbitrary board, arbitrage board, and also the routing optimization. Because in reality, we don't have just only one liquidity pool, right? We have so many. From the SushiSwap liquidity pool, Uniswap liquidity pool, and maybe on the like pancake, that kind of thing. And we can also maximize or minimize the fee that the money flowing, like flowing from Uniswap and then go to Torchain is better, or from the Torchain to SushiSwap is better, something like that. So, and I here represent all of the liquidity pool. And also the last one, this is very, very interesting because when we talk about the stock market, we focus on the order book, right? And when people focus on order book, they can somehow see the liquidity. They can measure which stock has high liquidity, which stock has a very, very low liquidity. But it comes to MM, it's just new, it's very new. So we don't exactly have the tool to measure this liquidity pool is dense or not. Mhm. And somehow this paper published not 2012 it like last year or 2 years. They're trying to introduce the stability, the price stability and the liquidity bound from the traditional trading into the AMM by using the general form, which is the trading function. And that I think that will be like very interesting and can be like developed into something huge. Okay, and this is my opinion. So what gonna happen with the mathematician with the AMM? The first one, I think they're gonna modify such a constant fee gamma to be function. I mean, like right now when we pay the fee to the liquidity provider, it say 0.3%, 1%, 0.5%, and it's fixed based on the pool. But maybe somehow it will be like more constantly, more continuously, not just like fix it. So like if you want to trade for this token, which is very like early stage, you might have to pay much more fee than the token which is like already stay for a long time, something like that. And also, I think maybe they will. Actually, I'm trying to do the research on this too. So maybe people trying to link the concept of the constant function, market maker, and traditional trading together. So as you can see right now, the Uniswap, they're trying to put the new option every time they publish the new paper, such as the concentrated liquidity, and the new one is like you can change the fee, and you can even let your liquidity to be traded in each period of the price. So this kind of similar to the traditional trading. So I think maybe in the future we will have both of them mixed to each other. Like so for Binance, suppose that Binance is trading on the order book, right? Bid and offer, and then there might be some gap, the big gap on the buy offering, and then maybe they will use the AMM to fix that gap. So it's like, so if you see the liquidity to this price, and then for this price there is no liquidity, it just jump to this. So this can be manipulated by the whale. So we might have the MM to fix that problem to reduce the risk of manipulating. And also, this is what I said, the automate market maker order book, symmetry fill the gap of order book system. So that's what I just said. And also, future work of mathematician gonna be maximize the utility function. But the thing is, what is the utility function? We don't know yet because we still need more problem. I mean, in a good way, and to see if what kind of function is gonna be the most concerned function in the MM, and then somehow the mathematician or researcher can work on that. Okay, I think that's all for my case as academic research. Thank you, Kap. And anyone has a question on maybe? Okay, okay. I let someone who work.
再打开一下那个老师的 PPT。
Yeah. Or you want me to explain more on some equation? You mean like uh, uh, that is also the point where I think in the future work they will focus on. Maybe they will have some variable that can be effect on the fee. So that's why when I said to the first one, modify such a constant fee gamma to be function. This function must have the domain, right? And domain can be any variable. And somehow people can put, for example, like I said, the new token. If you want to have that risk, you have to pay more fee, or even like, let's say. Like what they are doing in Uniswap right now, which is calling time wage AMM, like to partition the assets into many and then trading one by one. That is also some kind of changing the gamma here. What or CFMM? Yeah. The CFMM is from the constant function. Yeah, constant function. Yeah, because we have the the constant product, we have the constant summation, we have the constant interpolation, and we have the constant product of the wage. So people in math say, hey, let's just make it just constant function. Make it easy. We don't focus on the right hand side anymore. Yeah, we don't focus on K anymore. We just cut it off. And then let's just put the before the swapping and after swapping to be equal by the trading function. Uh-huh. Uh, you mean C here? Uh, so sorry, I'm not sure what your question. Uh-huh. This one? Sigma. Which one? Huh? Or the function fee here. Or function phi. Uh-huh. Or like how we have this one, something like that. Well, this so if we go back to this normal one, right? You see the constant here, the constant value k or even kd power n. This thing, this is actually the function fee, the output of the function fee. Yeah. And then let's say we don't have to focus on k and make it two equation. We just have one equation, and then we can use math on one equation. That's it. We don't need a system. We need just equation. Yeah. Yep. You're welcome. Okay. Thank you so much. ขอบคุณครับ